Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the big show. It's the Big 3 DFS morning show. I am Al Walsh. As you can see, we got our graphics back up here at the bottom, so we're all fancy now. Joining me, as always, the money man, Adam Wagner from Austin, Texas.
ATX! What's going on?
And our residential Weather Channel advisor, now that he's caught in the storm, Nicky Rodriguez down there in Miami. You didn't float away yet, did you?
Not yet, but I just saw the news this morning. Looks like the storm's going to die out.
Oh, nice. That's good. Like, when you're down there, do you have to, like, board the house up and, like, get the rafts ready and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, got to get the shutters up, buy some water.
Man,
got to prepare.
Now, when I lived in Tampa...
Elsewhere.
when I lived in Tampa, like, I never had a storm. Like, it was just, like, 85 and over, like, every day that I lived there. So I don't even know what that storm life is like.
Well, what do you got? Do you get a subtle rain every day there?
You
got like a tropical atmosphere?
It's really dark, really dark. You got a lot of wind.
No, I'm talking about
mostly
just
rain
like on a normal day. Is like, do you normally
on a normal?
No, there's chicks in bikinis walking around all over the place down there.
Well, yeah, now I think it's nude, right? Didn't Florida go nude beaches or something? They just passed it.
Yeah, I think they have some beaches
don't tell me
that
it was a
are
good time. You know what I'm saying?
And Adam's wife is not listening to the show. That's a good thing.
We're cool.
Indeed. Hey, I don't know if you guys noticed, but down there at the bottom of our banners, we've got ourselves a new little friend in hand that we're going along this journey with. That's FantasyDraft.com. If you go to FantasyDraft.com, use the promo code DFS Big 3. You're going to get yourself a free $10 ticket to play in one of the entries they got going on there. Partnered up with a guy named Mike over there, the marketing director, former poker player, great guy over there. You definitely want to get involved in this site while the action's low. Now, the great thing about this site is, you don't have to go against a 3,000 lineup infantry of Ganondorfs. This is fantasy sports the way it was meant to be played. One entry, possibly two, with that kind of thing. But, you're not going up against huge numbers, huge masses. And you're also not going to have confetti falling down on you if you win a contest. You're going to win some good money. But, this isn't a make-or-break type of situation. This is daily fantasy sports the way it was meant to be played.
Tell them about the contest off the top. Instead of, you know how DraftKings and FanDuel do the 15% off the top? Maybe that's sort of an enticing factor for FantasyDrafts.com, and it's one of the main things that I liked about them, myself, not over FanDuel or DraftKings, but I mean, it's a good change of pace. It's a nice little payout. Can you talk about that 25%?
Yeah, so 25% of the winners are getting paid. Now, as Adam just spoke to, maybe more like 12 to 15% is what you're getting paid out in in terms of the population of the winners on FanDuel and DraftKings. FantasyDraft.com, 25% to get it. So that's a quarter of the players if you're a great mathematician like I am not. But yeah, I mean, listen, this is more about the people, this site, and I think a lot of people starting up are really gonna enjoy that aspect of it. I mean, I've been playing the daily fantasy sports game for about a year, and I just know that I got my ass kicked the first couple months that I went into the game. So if you're learning how to try to play the site, and if you really want good, clean competition, Fantasy Draft is where you need to be going for your daily fantasy team.
And when Al's speaking to that, he's saying if you really want to play the skill of fantasy sports itself and not like a gambler's
Ganondorf, name drop.
Yeah, name drop it, Ganondorf or whatever your name is. I can't even pronounce it half the time. But anyways, you're not just playing odds here, right? You're actually taking your skill, your testing, your knowledge that you might get from us, any one of the big three here, but you're testing that in a site to where it's not going to be dominated by big, big corporate DFS business, if you will, by people buying in 50 lineups at a time, randomly putting in favored lineups. You're gonna get your money's worth out of this site. Again, it's FantasyDraft.com. Check it out. You'll get that $10 ticket.
And we Nick, I want you to hit the applause button for yourself because you're the one that came into contact with Mike and got this whole thing rolling. So hit that
Round of
applause button.
applause.
Hit that applause button.
Our boy Nicky Rodriguez, the silent assassin, just does work behind the scenes.
We got our own marketing department now. All right. So, also, one of the great things that I love about FantasyDraft.com, too, they got names like Drew Brees, London Fletcher, and they even got a hockey guy in Doug Gilmour. I don't know if you saw the promo, but he's on top of the net just sitting there on his laptop. I'm like, you know what? That's a winner right there. That's a winner.
Did you see the one from this morning of Clayton Kershaw?
No, I didn't.
He's there sitting on the bench with a fantasy draft jacket.
and that's testimony for the site right there. If actual players are playing on this site, they know that it's about skill and not numbers anyways. So you might want to check this site out, FantasyDraft.com. Again, that's FantasyDraft.com.
Indeed. All right, I think we got a career as a future promo spokesman out there. Hey, I want to, speaking of that, check out what I got here today. I've got a mason jar full of water.
Oh!
Look at this mason jar. Hold on. Let's examine. Look how big that is, man. Like, that's like an old spaghetti jar.
I have a Texas coffee mug full of coffee.
Of greatness. All right. All right, let's get.
That is a good mason jar. I like that.
I know, and there's like I got 5 of them, so I could even ship a couple if anybody needs that.
Did you get it at the yard?
All right, so last week we were all not together. I had a little weekend vacation. I know you guys had things going on different days. You guys held it down doing the solo routine there on Saturday and Sunday, but we are back. We are back for MLB baseball.
Like a Voltron, almost like Voltron. Almost.
However that goes. Now, the slates today are a little awkward. I'm a little upset that this Blue Jays game is kind of hanging in no man's land out there. Yeah. But we'll break it down. Last night the Jays had, they did what they do. They just go off on a solo homer tangent trail there. Looking at the game today, it is going to be Buck Farmer, 0-2, 7.80 ERA, going against the masterful at home. Drew Hutchison, he's 12-2, 5.06 ERA. Toronto, big favorite in this one, minus 222, 9.5 favorite. Now,
look at that ERA though.
Look
at that ERA and that win ratio, that win record. You got to get. So if you're going against Toronto, you have to score over 5 to beat this guy.
At least.
Outrageous.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. I mean, if you're playing the slates today, this is probably a game that's not going to be on your slate. But I think if you're going to go the all-day slate, I think this is a great route to go. There's a couple cheap pitchers that we'll get to out there. But yeah, I don't like how this game's hanging in no man's land. I stacked the Jays last night. I went with Aaron Nola last night. Big winner. Chicken farm dinner. But yeah, I mean, I was able to get a lot of Jays bats in there. Bautista goes yard. I had JD Martinez on the other side for the Tigers. He got robbed like twice. Not happy about that at all. But yeah, this team is dynamic. I know Tulo goes yard last night. Donaldson hits one off like the top deck of the Sky Dome.
Only his 35th, no big deal.
No. There was a great sign last night, JD for MVP, and they weren't talking about Martinez.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, hey, he's having a great season too, but
Martinez is putting together a nice season. I mean, he's done it without Cabrera and Cespedes leaving and going to the help around Martinez, the lineup security that he's had is kind of been softened up a little bit more vulnerable.
Call it crap.
Well, I don't know if it's bad management or bad, the GM in Detroit, but, you were in sell mode. You got the best hitter in the league. You're in sell mode?
Yeah.
Get out of here. You got one of the best pitchers in the league, and you're in sell mode?
Get out of my face with that
stuff. And you get him back to Toronto? Get the hell out of here. Not back to Toronto. You put him back in the AL East, which is just what's going on with the Orioles now. We'll get to that. That's It's foreshadow or whatever.
Do we have to get to the Orioles? Because
It's
sorry.
daunting. It's bad, man.
Too soon,
It's
too
bad.
soon.
It's bad. Go
All
ahead,
right.
let's continue.
Yeah. Anybody? I mean, playing any all-day slates that they got to worry about this?
No, I don't like the all-day slates just because it doesn't cover enough lineup confirmations. You don't get to see who's going to play in the 7 o'clock games. After you got to do a lot of guessing, pretty much. There's a lot more uncontrolled variables when you play the all-day games with with an array of games spread out as much as it is. If I'm going to play the all-day today, I got to go with Donaldson. I mean, he's three. Well, he's going to cost you 59,000, but that's ridiculous. It's outrageous. But he's got it, like you mentioned last night. He hit his 35th home run last year. His last 7 games, he's 308 with 2 home runs. The month of August, he's had nothing but one hell of a month. 304, 10 home runs, and 29 RBIs. That is maybe the reason why that sign said JD for MVP. That's just August numbers, guys. That's big.
Huge.
I just don't like the price. 59,000. I'm sorry, 5,900. That is just an arm and a leg. You're not going to have room. You're not going to have much room for your budget. Definitely not going to be able to get a good arm. But there's some pitchers with value out there that you might be able to squeeze Donaldson in. But like we were speaking to all-day stuff, I just don't like the all-day slate. It's not good. It's not good for business. Not good for business.
Right on, brother. Nick, anything from today?
Definitely not playing the all day. Like Wagner said, it's a guessing game. Really not a fan of that. But besides Bautista, Donaldson, Cabrera, the obvious picks, Ben Revere is a nice option there.
Hitting
417 his last 7 games. Long-time Philly. I know Walsh knows a lot about him. And Farmer's not a good pitcher. What would you say his ERA was? Like 8 point something?
7.80.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You got to get those Blue Jay stacks in there.
Yeah, you know what? I do know a lot about Revere, and I don't like it, all right? He hits like a little boy. He hits like my little nephew with the fungo bat. But, maybe Bruce, I don't know. Look, Revere's a guy who played in Philly. I think he hit maybe like I want to say 1, but I'll give him credit and say maybe he hit 2 homers his whole time in Philly. But
I want to say 2.
The whole MLB's got him kind of figured out where you come in on the guy. He's not a big pop guy. He's gonna stroke those cheap singles and whatnot, but he does get on base, which is fine. It's just typically I don't like. That is a point. I don't like playing these guys at the bottom of the lineup. And listen, me going tournaments and stuff like that, I need the big pop. I need the homers. So Revere's a guy that I kind of shy away from more often than not. All right. We spend too much time on a game that I don't think anybody gives a crap about. Let us move it along. 4 o'clock slate. I guess we'll start it out west. Let's start out west. We got the St. Louis Cardinals at the San Francisco Giants. Cardinals minus 104 favorite, barely. Lance Lynn 10-8, 2.94 ERA going up against Ryan Vogelsong 9-9. 4.05 ERA. Over/under set at 7 on this one. We're gonna have 9-mile-an-hour winds blowing out.
Is that current? Is the wind?
That is a current wind. That is a current wind right there, my friend.
Right on, Al. Way to be on that.
Hey, weather.com. Nick, hey, who we liking this? I'm not a fan of either pitcher, but who are you gonna go with in this one?
I'm looking at the hitters here, not necessarily the pitchers. Ryan Vogelsong, not the best of pitchers. Jason Hayward's a guy I'm looking at. Got that lefty-righty matchup. 4 for 11, a double, a homer, 2 walks, and 0 strikeouts against Vogelsong. And he's hitting 318 his last 7. So he's coming in with a hot bat.
Sure is.
And that's the only guy I'm really high on in that game.
All right. Wags, you got anybody?
Yeah, I mean, I had Hayward too at 3,600 today. He's a good place. He's a good play against Vogelsong. I think Nick mentioned his career numbers against Vogelsong. Also, I got to like Carpenter at his price too, 3,500. Carpenter's got 385. You're not going to get your homer, you know what I mean? So stay out of the big tournament with Carpenter, but I mean at 35 right now, he's going to get you your average. He's going to get you your OP. He's going to get on base. His OPS is 1.005, so it's just over 1. Carpenter's always a good play. He's a phenomenal hitter. Very methodical. He's going to work that count. He's going to get that. He's going to wait for that perfect pitch to swing at, and that's why he gets on base.
Indeed. Couple cheap plays I like. How about Marlon Byrd? He had the grand slam last night.
He's been going off, man.
I tell you what, man. I don't think there's a better place. Now this is going to be a better place thing, but I don't think there's a better place to watch a ball game on a Friday night, I think, than at the San Francisco Park.
Because of John Miller's voice?
Yeah, it has to be, you know. And one of the things I realized during NBA season too, like Friday night especially, like, you know, the Golden State crowd, like they get pretty up for it. You know, those guys are right there, right across the bay from each other, basically the same fan base. But I don't know what it is. The last couple of Friday night games that I've seen of the Giants there, like, it's just a real raucous crowd out there.
It's electric, man. It's like energetic. It's postseason baseball all the time. You know what I mean? Once you get out of April and once you get towards the end of the dog days of summer in the MLB, you really start to see that electric. You know, you see it in Kansas City now too. You know what I mean? Like Kansas City got the same kind of energy, especially for a Midwest town. It's just outrageous. That's a big market for for the Midwest. Yep. But San Francisco, I've never been there. I would love. That's something. Hey, bucket list. Put it on the Nick. Mark it off.
Mark it
off. We're going to San Francisco. Let's go.
I was at.
No, it's a really good idea too, man. Because you really need to get around. You need to tour every ballpark to see those kind of features. You know how we speak to the short porch for the Yankees, and then Oriole Park at Camden Yards. That's a great hitter's park.
Yeah. I
want to get down. You got Arlington here with the Rangers. That's got a vacuum that kind of just sucks balls, past past the home run fence, man, past the tour trip. But that's something that we all need to do. We need to go see every park and get the dynamic stuff for it.
I mean, I was at back when I was younger. I went to in the same trip. I was at the Oakland Coliseum, and then I went to Candlestick Park. Where the Niners just got done playing a couple years ago. But I remember it was probably like mid-August when I was there, and it was because the stadium is right there, right on the water. So it was so cold in mid-August that I was eating this foot-long licorice rope, basically like the biggest Twizzler ever. So by the time I was done, I just had this big ring around my mouth, like my beard is basically. Hey,
Nothing but liquor.
To be young again.
Favoring the flavor of liquor, getting that 9% proof, whatever the hell it is.
Indeed. Back to more important things like players in baseball. No, I think because I think DeGrom's the play pitcher here for the early slate. So you're gonna need some cheap bats. Marlon Byrd 2,800. Gregor Blanco, 2,600, both in the Giants. And why not Brandon Moss? If the wind's blowing out 10 miles an hour, grab him for 2,400, especially against Vogelsong. Probably catch one in that field. So, Moss actually went yard the other night in Arizona, so maybe he's got the home run fingers going. I don't know. We'll talk to him.
Cross my fingers.
All Wags, right. Text him, Wags.
Hold on, let me get out to him. Brandon.
Yeah.
Maybe God can call him. I hope God doesn't call. There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, I'm down with God.
Gee, I'm down too, but I hope he doesn't call me up to right now. I'm not trying to. We got a show to do.
You could never call God jihad again because that's way too close to jihad. And then people are going to start thinking that we're a terrorist organization / DFS breakdown show.
No, we are God.
Yes. I do not need jihad supporter on my resume. That is not who I am. Jesus.
Way off top. All right. Hey, Costas, leave politics out of baseball. Okay?
All right. Now, we'll swing it back east, right up the highway from where I'm at. The Boston Red Sox at the New York Mets today. Probably going to be a long one for the Red Sox, although DeGrom did get roughed around in his last start by, you know it, my Philadelphia Phillies. Mets are coming in
Up
today.
aces, dude. Just tearing aces.
I know.
Up.
That's what we do. We make cheesesteaks and tear up aces. La la la. That sounded dirty. DeGrom coming in today as the minus 203 favorite, 12-6, 2.29 ERA. Going up against Joe Kelly of the Red Sox, 5-6, 5.18 ERA. Now, DeGrom, I don't see any other pitcher that you could probably go on this slate. If you want to get crazy in that KC Tampa Bay game, be my guest. But I don't know. I just think when a great pitcher of DeGrom's caliber, and it kills me to say that because he's a Met, but when a great pitcher like that just gets rocked around, he's going to have all his peripherals going today. I feel bad for this Red Sox lineup. As hot as they've been lately, I just think DeGrom's going to make them look absolutely ridiculous.
Not even Boston either. It's it's in New York, it's in Shea, man. It's just
City Field. They knocked that Shea down a long time ago.
Been done. That's that 34-year-old fogginess coming out, man. Yeah, like you spoke. You spoke to it already, man. The bats I like in this, they're coming from the Mets. They're reasonably priced, I guess you could say. Granderson at 3,500. His last 7 games, he's been lights out. Hitting with an average of 346, 4 extra base hits, 8 walks. And why are 8 walks important? Because it's a point. All right, it's a hit. It's a point. Everybody's, why do you touch on walks so much? Why do you talk? Because if he gets on base, man, it's OPS. OPS is a point, right? That's how it's nickel and dime, baby, nickel and dime, chip away. The other bat I like is he's going to cost you a pretty penny, but it's Cespedes. In his last 7, he's 282 and 4 home runs. When these guys are hitting the Mets, there's something magical about the Mets, and everybody.
Oh, you're gonna make me throw up. You're gonna make me throw up.
We said it about Toronto. No, they get him a bag. Get him a bag. Get him a bag. Don't do it on your floor. Man.
I'm gonna be sick. Sick.
No, but you gotta. We say the same thing about Toronto. It makes me sick too, man. But good baseball is good baseball. Down.
I know.
And that's what the Mets are doing, man. The Mets are going off, and when these two in the lineup are going to be popping tonight, they're going to give DeGrom his run support, and he's just going to be nothing but smooth sailing, like my man Biggs used to say.
Yeah, and let's not get it twisted. Joe Kelly isn't stopping anybody, although every now and again he pops out with that knuckleball, which I cannot stand. Actually, in Kelly's last 3 starts, he's given up 5 hits or less. He went 7 1/3 at Chicago his last time out. Got the W, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts. I mean, listen, Kelly's certainly not a pitcher that you're going to be targeting, to pitch for your DFS team. But, don't get it twisted. Like, yes, this guy had a dreadful early start to the season, but lately he's kind of turned it up. He's actually won his last 5 decisions, which is kind of interesting.
Because Boston's hitting, man.
Yeah, yes, very true. But as they say in the industry, streaks are made to be broken, so I don't foresee him having that same kind of success going head-to-head against DeGrom today. Nick, any bats you like in this one?
Couple bats I'm looking at. I'm looking at the Mets side, obviously. They've been one of the hottest teams in baseball. Hurts to say that, but it's the truth.
Yeah, screw him, right?
Daniel Murphy, that guy has just been on fire in the month of August. Looking at his stats here, he's hitting a 337 average with only 8 strikeouts. That amazes me. 8 strikeouts in the month of August. Another guy here, Wilmer Flores. That's another guy swinging the hot bat. They move him around in the infield. He's hitting 333.
They move
What
him
was
around
that?
the transaction wire too, you know.
Yeah, got him
What's
crying in the
he's
middle of the
probably
game.
priced too low, right? At minimum wage, I'm thinking.
No, his price.
He
I
jumped
don't have
up.
his price here, but it's been moving up.
Yeah, he had an unbelievable couple of games. Well, I mean, he was playing in Colorado and Philly, so hold credence. But yeah, go on, Nick. Sorry.
No, Wilmer Flores. Pretty much anybody in the Mets, really. That whole team's been hot. Granderson, like you mentioned, he's been on a roll. This Mets team just looks real good, and I'm sorry that streak is over today.
Yep.
Joe Kelly is not getting it done.
Actually, I think you guys didn't touch on the hottest Met of all, the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud.
That's because I don't.
We didn't
What's
want
that?
to steal your thunder. We didn't
Okay,
want
all right. Guy's actually got a 6-game hitting streak right now, and I watch a lot of Met games, being from the area here, and this is a guy that really just couldn't hit a lick, coming into the season. But d'Arnaud has absolutely turned it around. Then again, Colorado and Philly will definitely do that for your batting average. No, I mean, listen, the guy's had 3 homers in the last 6 games. It's actually been alternating games where he's homered, hasn't homered, hasn't homered. Today, guess what? It's the day he's supposed to homer. Gonna run you a pretty penny there at 3,700 at the catcher position, but I mean, I think it's well worth it. Obviously check your lineups to make sure that he's in. He did get the day off on the 26th, which was Wednesday, so he should be good to go for this one. You want to go, a little bit of DeGrom, d'Arnaud, get your French connection in there. I'm not gonna hate that at all.
Gene Hackman. Shout out to Gene Hackman, French Connection.
Yeah. Hoo-ah. Hoo-ah. All right, that's all for the game at City today?
Yeah.
That's it.
It's City,
All right.
not Shea. It's City, not Shea.
Yeah, I know they knocked that dump down years ago. There's the world's largest toilet.
Everybody loves you in New York, right?
Yeah. I love them.
Queens,
I
anyway.
love them right back. La la la. All right. So I
Sorry, man, I'm
got.
trying to keep my bearing, but it's sometimes tough with your ass on here.
I hear you. All right, so I get the last game of the early slate. Kansas City is at Tampa Bay. In this one, Tampa Bay is -114 favorite with an over/under of 7. Sneaky pitching matchup here. Chris Medlin 2-0, 3.10 ERA, going up against Jake Odorizzi, 6-6 with a 3.02 ERA. Like I said, with the line being set at 7, that means that we're probably gonna have a low-scoring game. But are any of these pitchers gonna get strikeouts? If you're gonna fade off of DeGrom, this would definitely be the game to do it. The only issue that I have with Odorizzi, he's a damn good pitcher. It's just Tampa Bay likes to cap off his pitches. For whatever reason, they don't let him go like anywhere near 100 pitches. So I guess, just by process of elimination, if you're fading off DeGrom, I'd say Medlin's probably your guy.
I like Medlin too. Medlin's Medlin this season, he's got a 3.10 ERA. That whip is under 1, man, at 0.9.
I love that stat, whip. That's
It's
one of my
awesome.
favorites.
So what whip is walks, hits, innings pitched. For those of you guys that don't know what that stat breakdown is, that's what that stands for. Surprisingly though, the bat in this that I like is coming, besides Morales, who I want to touch on as well, but numbers, just a nice little segue, from Midland, is one of the only guys that's hitting well off of him, and that's James Loney. James Loney, he's only 3 for 7, but that average is still 429, and the OPS is 1, at a solid 1,000. So, or solid 1 rather. You gotta like Loney here at first base. He's a cheap option. But Morales, as we speak, for another first baseman, or DH, if you will, he's going to cost you 3,200. Morales is. I don't have the number for Loney, but Morales' game log in the last couple times out: 7.75, 2.5, 6.75, 7.75. Last 7 games: 304, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 7 walks.
Oof.
Andres Morales. All right, not the Hoss, not Hosmer. We're talking Kendrys Morales for the Kansas City Royals.
All right.
Sign me up.
Sign 'em
Don't
up.
threaten me with a good time. Nope. Do not.
Nick, what do you got here? That was a damn good breakdown, Wax.
I like it. I like it. Last 7 games, by the way, Wags, Loney's hitting 389
Nice.
with 1 strikeout.
Hey now.
I hope that makes you feel better about
Let
him.
me get a price check on Loney real quick for our followers out there.
Go for it. In the meantime, Mike Moustakas,
Ah,
he's either
yes.
the hottest hitter in the planet or the coldest hitter in the planet, and right now he's one of the hottest, hitting 480 in his last 7 games, 3 homers, only 2 strikeouts. This is one of the weirdest players in baseball.
He
He's
is.
the hottest guy or the coldest, but you gotta love him when he's hot.
You know, Nick, I feel like you're getting me back for all these weeks of me stealing your thunder. I mean, that's been a couple times today where you got it. But yeah, I mean, Moustakas has been amazing. Now, I was faced with the option last night of, am I going to go Moustakas or am I going to go Chris Carpenter? Luckily, I made the right call going with Carpenter because, Moustakas went 0 for 3. He did have a walk, but I don't know. Like, one of the things that I've been realizing lately, like, if a player like has a huge hot streak and then he finally comes back down to earth, I might not play him right away, like that next day. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's just something that I've realized personally. Like, there's no statistic out there like, oh, a guy who had a 10-game hitting streak, and missed it. There's nothing like that. But I have realized that, like, just looking with the human eyes that I hold in my skull. But I mean, look, I don't know what else you're gonna go with at third base today. Maybe like a David Wright. Who knows if he's playing? But listen, Moustakas isn't the worst option in the world. But yeah, he has
for the 4 o'clock only games.
Exactly.
Yeah, the moose is loose, baby. The moose
is loose. There was one other option. I
got a price on Loney. It's
okay.
2,400. So that's some really good numbers at 24. Something to think about.
All right. John Jaso, he usually bats cleanup for the Rays. Now, granted, you're probably not going to get the production that you like I didn't get last night. Bastard, -1. I had 3 -1s last night.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I had Nola, though, so...
Right, that made up for it.
Sorry, there's a hot girl walking by. I can see it.
Right, hey,
anyway,
that's
very important, very important. But no,
care.
I mean, listen, if Jaso gets a hold of one and you have your catcher in there at minimum price, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I guess the only thing, just beware of the lineups. He is a catcher, so make sure he's in the lineup. He has, his last 3 games he hasn't had a hit, so, maybe they rest him for a bit. But, yeah, he's only had 3 hits in his last 10 games. I mean, I guess that's why he's at his price. But, anybody batting cleanup for minimum price, I'm probably going to put them in there just for opportunity.
Yeah, it's a nice little luxury.
Indeed. All right. I don't think I told myself all day I wasn't going to play this 4 o'clock only slate, but of course we start breaking it down, and guess what? I want to play the early slate, so I'm definitely going to make a lineup at some point. But let us get into the night games because I think that's what we all came here for. We shall start it off in Pittsburgh. The Colorado Rockies are there tonight. They are a massive underdog. So you got the Pittsburgh Pirates are -260. Over-unders at 7.5 tonight. Chris Rusin, the lefty for the Rockies, he's 4-6, 4.97 ERA, going up against a fellow southpaw in J.A. Happ, 6-7, 4.21 ERA. Now for the pitchers. Listen, J. Happ, former Philly, this diagnosis isn't necessarily a fan favorite type of thing, but J. Happ's actually been pretty decent lately. If you're really looking for a pitcher to get yourself in there as, you want to go against the, 2 sheets to the wind, Happ's not the way I'm going tonight, but he's a great value play at 6,900. He's won his last 2 starts. He's had double digits in each of his last 3 starts. Against the Colorado team that struggles hitting on the road, I think this is a pretty damn good value pitching play right here. Maybe maybe more or less so as a second pitcher on FantasyDraft.com, or if you want to go what the hell are the other people? DraftKings, but yeah, I would say more on a two-pitcher site, but maybe not necessarily on the one-pitcher site. Okay, I'm done talking. Go.
All right. Well, you spoke to the arms and the people that are going to be on the bump. I am going to talk about the guy with the big stick. And for 2,900, that big stick is going to be Pedro Alvarez. Against Rusin, he's hitting 500 with an OPS of 1.125. You got to take that. Another guy on just his buddy on the other side of the corner, looking on the other side of the diamond rather. The hot corner. Ramirez at 2,800, he's hitting 375 off Rusin. Also, I'm sorry, in his off Rusin, he's hitting 375 with an OPS of 1.194. So Ramirez, I like that price. 2,800, just under the Todd father, and you got 2,900 for Alvarez. That's a decent price for a first baseman, and Pedro has been heating up.
Nick A, what you got?
You stole my thunder with J.A. Happ. He's actually one of my pitching options on FantasyDraft.com. This guy has just been on fire. Let me pull up his stats here.
Sure.
0.52 ERA last 3 games.
Woo!
This guy's been on fire. 17 innings pitched, 16 strikeouts. But the big bat of the day is Andrew McCutchen. This guy is hitting 458 his last 7 games.
Yeah, he's only like around he's a high 200, like 280 average lifetime off Rusin, but that doesn't scare me away from McCutchen.
Hey,
like
lefty righty matchup too, so
yeah.
He's 10,000 on Fantasy Draft, gonna cost you a little bit, but definitely worth the investment. Another guy, Francisco Cervelli, that guy kills lefties. Hitting 378 against lefties this season. He's another nice pickup. Been swinging the hot bat lately as well.
Indeed. All right, I guess from maybe the Colorado standpoint, DJ LeMahieu, 2,900. He's done all right in 2 of his 3 last games. Was that on the 25th? He had 6.75 at Atlanta. Last night at Pittsburgh, 4.75 in there. He's a huge hit or miss guy, but the lefty righty matchup, I can't get mad at that. If we're going value, if the Rockies decide to actually stick him in the lineup tonight, I could see them possibly doing it. Kyle Parker, 2,400, rookie this year. I actually had him in my lineup when he hit his first career homer. Granted, at Colorado, but I don't know, if you're looking for some cheap value plays, I would probably look there. But yeah, again, Aramis Ramirez, Pedro Alvarez, and McCutchen, all guys that I would definitely try to get in my lineup. Especially Alvarez and Ramirez, being that they're under $3,000. I mean, what is going on with that? I mean, granted, Pittsburgh isn't the greatest hitting park in the league, among the worst, but regardless, they'll get that stuff.
What's cool about Pittsburgh? What's a really cool feature about Pittsburgh?
Their architecture.
Yeah, and when you go to use the bathroom,
you could say take a piss on YouTube.
Yeah, when you go to take a piss, you can actually look through the glass. You know what I mean, and see out and watch live. I mean, it's really cool. PNC Park, go check it out. Yeah, go check. I mean, I know it's a
I go check it out.
It's right down your way. You can get there.
It's like 7 hours away from me, Pittsburgh. But I've been to Pittsburgh twice. I rode a mechanical bull there for like ridiculously long. Like they wrote my name on the chalkboard and everything.
Did you get like your back into it? Well, how was your form? Like
it was real good. Like I believe
getting into it. Was it getting into it?
Indeed, it looked like it was a full bar. Like I looked like I belonged at the rodeo. So they wrote my name on the chalkboard, so I did good something, I guess.
Hey man, you got some kind of record, that's for sure.
I want to make a couple phone calls for you now. I know a couple guys.
Go for it. I lost my good headphones. They keep popping out of my ear. This is no good. All All right, another good bat for Colorado, Pittsburgh. I guess Nolan Arenado gonna run you that pretty penny, but lefty righty with him, I'm all about that life. All right, moving on along the.
I just don't like Colorado bats outside of Colorado.
I know, but listen, hey, look, Nolan Arenado's a stud anywhere he plays, so that's all right. Hey, the money's on Pittsburgh tonight as such a heavy favorite, and that's with Jay Happ on the mound, so I can see Pittsburgh going off for some runs here tonight. Now to my brethren in Philadelphia, the Padres at the Phillies tonight. Colin Rea, the right-hander, 2-1, 5.52 ERA, going up against Adam Morgan, 4-4, 4.43 ERA. He's a lefty. San Diego favored at -117 tonight. Hey, listen, Padres, they're not that good against right-handed pitchers, but left-handed pitchers, they got the guys to go. So I think this is a great stack. Knowing the Phillies, Adam Morgan gets bombed more often than not. So you definitely want to be targeting some guys there. I'm not targeting either pitcher from this one. That's just stupid. But any bats you guys got here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just one, but he's a worthy one. He's definitely worthy. For 3,400, Ryan Howard will get in your lineup. His last 7 games, 333, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. The month of August, he's been 288, 3 RBI or 3 home runs and 13 RBIs. So that tells me that that boomstick, or not boomstick, that's Nelly's big thing, but cool. that big stick in Ryan's bat, that smooth swing, as I like to call it, from that lefty, it's back hitting those home runs. I mean, 3 home runs in August, 2 home runs in the last 7 days. Yeah, let's go, Ryan. Come on.
How about we can call it the whooping stick?
Let's do it. Designated whooping stick right there.
Howard's
whooping stick. Howard's whooping stick.
I love the ring. I love the ring to it. All right. Nick, you got anybody here?
I actually got a happy dong day here today for one of these guys.
Dong, 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 dong.
Happy dong day to Justin Upton.
Oh, all right.
Like you said, Mr. Morgan gives up a lot of home runs.
Oh.
Justin Upton's got that favorable lefty-righty matchup. He's going, remember this moment here, guys. When you see Upton hit the 2-run shot, you'll know what.
I can't even argue with that. He hit a ball last night. I swear to God. I mean, he did homer. He homered on a 3-0 pitch last night where Nola grooved it right down the middle, and that was the only run that he gave up. So screw him for that. But Upton hit a ball at, I guess his second or third at bat that, it looked like it was going out of the stadium, and I was screaming curse words at the computer and everything, and it just landed right out of the warning track. I was like, how does that not go out in Philly? He absolutely smoked it. I love Upton tonight. I think that's a great play. I think Matt Kemp actually not a bad thing. Now it's weird because the two of these guys, oh shit, Kemp out of the lineup Friday. I didn't even see that. So all right, maybe no Kemp, but so yeah. Forget. We'll go with Upton. On the Phillies side of things, however, I do like. There's a new kid, Aaron Altair, rookie. He batted third last night for the Phils. He had an RBI triple. Last 2 nights did pretty well. 2 for 6 in that last game against the Mets. 1 for 3 last night. But the kid's got tremendous speed. I really like the top of the order that the Phils have going on right now. It's basically going to be Cesar Hernandez, Odubel Herrera, and this kid Altair. So, I really like those 3 at the top. That's actually not a bad stack against Rea either. Another guy I like from San Diego, Spangenberg. This guy's relatively cheap. He's got some pretty good speed. He bats leadoff more often than not.
That's what I wanted to touch. Speed, man.
But, it's second base for 2,300. He's put up some pretty decent numbers here over the last couple days. Nothing tremendous. I know it's a lefty-lefty matchup, but the kid's from Philly, too, so trying to show out for his hometown people. And the other thing, too, Adam Morgan, he's not going to last long enough. So if the Padres do go with that lefty-lefty matchup, don't fret it, children. It's Adam Morgan. It's not like he's facing Randy Johnson, but at 2,300, I think that's tremendous value right there.
Right on. Yeah, that tremendous. Great breakdown.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I was watching the game last night, so
Right on.
Now, if you want that same kind of breakdown from Miami, Washington, you're gonna have to look at Nick for that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think, Nick? You got anything about? Are we done here with the?
Yes.
Was that a nice little segue there?
Yes, indeed. Let me just break down the pitching real quick. Tom Kohler for the Marlins, 8-12, 3.98 ERA, going against Jordan Zimmerman, 10-8, 3.54 ERA. Nats 240 favorites tonight with the over/under set at 7.5. All right. Go ahead, Nick.
I'll take it away here, folks.
Yep.
Here in Miami, we're done with the Marlins. We're waiting for some football, some Miami Dolphins football.
Wait,
to be honest with you.
You're just done now? Like you weren't done back in April?
Hey, we had hope. We had hope.
Hey, man,
hope back in April.
Nick, I'm in the bottle with you, man. I'm drinking from the bottle with you because the Orioles are terrible. I mean, I think we're finally done. But anyway,
we're fighting for first.
Yeah.
We're fighting for first and reverse standings with your Phillies.
Very
so
sure.
We got something going there. We got a little right there. But let's see what I got here. Martin Prado.
Yeah.
He homered yesterday. Been turned the hot bat. He's hitting .462 against Jordan Zimmerman in 26 at bats and only 1 strikeout. So he sees him well. And another guy, I'm sorry to steal your thunder, Wags, but Bryce Harper.
You stole
that guy
everyone.
is a man.
Hey, man, you can't beat the obvious, baby. You got to tell them. You got to tell them about it.
I'll let you give the fan.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Take it away.
Yeah. So he's gonna on
Teamwork.
FanDuel, he's gonna cost you $5,000. Thanks, Nick, for turning it over. Bryce Harper. I don't. It's got to be his hair. That's why I love this guy so much. Not to mention that he plays in DC. He's not a DC boy, but man, if he was just a little bit more north on the other beltway of 695 with the Orioles, it'd be so much better of a uniform. But I'm telling you, we'd actually be in it. No, we have the hitting. We need pitching, but I'll break that down later. But anyways, Bryce Harper will cost you $5,000. All right. His number today against the dead fish arm on the hill. Sorry, Nick.
Hey, easy.
Hey, great play on words.
7 for 21, 5 home runs with an average of 333 out of that 721. He's slugging 1.048 off of Keller, right? Kohler. Off of Kohler. Slugging 1.048. That's an OPS of 1.439. All right, 1.439. And I say the dead arm, or I say dead fish arm on the bump because everybody against Washington is hitting off of this guy. Wilson Ramos. All right, excellent price at catcher for $2,600. Okay, he is hitting 400 off of this guy. Zimmerman, the arm that I like. All right? Is that God? Zimmerman, the arm that I like. He's got 10 wins on the season, right? He's going to get his 11th. With 8,700, he's out there for 8,700. He's got an ERA of 3.54. He's got that big park down there in Miami to play with. He's got 127 Ks on the year. I don't think Dirty Dietrich's going to be taking this dude deep. I don't see it today.
Another bat from the Nationals, rather. Jason Worth. They've been batting him leadoff a lot lately, which is interesting.
Is he worth the price?
Hey, 3,000.
Yes,
3,000, not terrible. I mean, he's got good numbers as well against Kohler. 5 of 16, 2 homers, 5 ribbies, 5 walks, OPS of 1.164. I mean, I like, you know me, I'm a big leadoff hitter kind of guy, but when you get a guy who's batting leadoff and has home run pop for $3,000, I think that's amazing value right there. Another guy, D. Gordon's been on fire for the Marlins. He's going to cost you a lot of money, but this is a guy that I've loved having in my lineup over the last couple days.
Sure.
He had 4 stolen bases against Pittsburgh a couple days ago. Definitely capable about that. He's actually got, let's see, 5. He's got 8 stolen bases in the last 10 games.
It's difficult to steal off of Zimmerman, but D. Gordon can definitely. I mean, if there's anybody that can do it, D. Gordon can hit an inside the park home run before it hits the wall. You know what I mean? Great.
There's also some very, very, very hot bats here on the Washington Nationals. Anthony Rendon, Ian Desmond, both these guys. Now they're both right in that price point of 3,500, 3,300, but both these guys are really swinging very well. I think the Nationals are going to absolutely crush the Marlins tonight. And Ryan Zimmerman, pretty good pitching matchup too. I think you're guaranteed 4 points on top of whatever he does.
Yeah, good hit, Al. Good hit.
Indeed.
Before we take it to the next game, Wags, what was Bryce Harper's OPS?
What? I'm sorry?
Bryce Harper's OPS. I forgot the number.
Bryce Harper's OPS. Where the hell's my card? I just had the damn thing.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
Bryce, his OPS? I don't get it. What? Now, somebody explain the joke, please.
Because you said it like 9,000 times.
Oh, well, his OPS is 1.439. I mean, it's worth over the head, literally. I feel like I'm sure you guys have seen Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
I have not.
Oh man, well I feel like Batista now. Well, Batista's character where he's like, nothing goes over my head. Too fast, I would catch it. He speaks in literal stuff. I'm not that dumb. I'm actually a genius. Education right here, Texas. Texas.
Oh.
Hey, by the way, if you're looking at the screen, you're seeing all these banners. You see, Al Walsh has got his Twitter handle up there. That is not his email address. Since we're speaking of ignorance and intelligence, I thought that was his new email because I'm such a genius. I was just like, wait a second. And then I was, it's Fantasy Draft. So we're promoting FantasyDraft.com, right? That Twitter handle is Al Walsh's Twitter handle, all right? Just like you see on the bottom of my screen, and we're promoting FantasyDraft.com. Also, you've also seen other banners that we've been switching to, or at least I have been switching to, that just shows us about our DFS morning show. So come on back here every weekend morning to check us out, the DFS, or the Big 3 DFS morning show. We're here every 10 a.m. on the East Coast, or I'm sorry, every 11 a.m. on the East Coast, 10 a.m. Central. Do the math, as we don't do, for other Pacific.
Yeah. What is that Hawaiian time?
Hawaiian time is -6, but it depends. It depends because they don't do the daylight savings because it either goes 5 or I don't know. It's different, man. It depends. Hawaiian time is Hawaiian time, all right.
So it's about to be 6 a.m. over there, right?
Yeah, it's about to be 6 a.m.
Right.
So all my hey, speaking to which, great. Thank you for reminding me. My league, my fantasy Premier League, Barclays Soccer Premier League. It's Hawaiian 5-0. A bunch of my British friends that I met in Hawaii. What's going on, guys? An American kicking your ass again. Oh my God. The American soccer is the soccer phenom in America becoming so much more that we're just taking over the world in soccer knowledge? I don't know. But fantasy sports, if you want any type of fantasy advice, soccer, football, badminton, I don't care. Come to the Wagner Wire. I will help you out. I will find a way to make you money in badminton.
How is your badminton knowledge nowadays?
Well, the shuttlecock gets bumped around every now and then, but the terminology you gotta get in with it. Vegas is kind of been doing a disrespect on the line of the shuttlecock, and I like that name, shuttlecock.
Yeah, that's like 3 years in a row that they've done that.
What? Not giving any of the shuttlecock props?
Disrespecting the shuttlecock line. I mean, you've got to pay homage to the shuttlecock line.
I'm telling you, it rolls off your Nick. Say shuttlecock. How does it feel coming out of your mouth? Shuttlecock.
The shuttlecock. I like it. I like
There
it.
you go. Silence that.
Love the shuttlecock. All right.
Anyways, I'll make you money with a shuttlecock.
Boy, now how do you transition off a shuttlecock?
More DFS. More
Okay.
DFS. More DFS. All right, so back to soccer, or from soccer, we're going back to baseball. All right.
Yeah,
That's how you do it.
Liverpool is losing 2-0. Not a fan of that.
Don't give me. I can't get in. If you give me looking
All right,
at the screen here, I'll get.
We're done. All right. Going to the Windy City here, Seattle. Hisashi Iwakuma, 5-3, 4.29 ERA, going up against Jeff Zamarja, 8-10, 4.75 ERA for the former Notre Dame wide receiver. White Sox are barely favorites in this one, and the over is set at 7.5. I could go with either pitcher here. I mean, I'm probably not going to, but I don't see either pitcher being a terrible matchup. I guess if I had to choose, I'd probably go Iwakuma. But, Samardzija probably going up against all those lefty bats of Seattle, probably not a good thing. Anybody got anything from this one?
Well, one person that hits Samardzija well, and you mentioned that lefty bat, is Robbie Cano. And I hate to give Robbie Cano props, but I mean, facts don't lie. He's only got 4 at bats against Samardzija, but he's 3 at 4, and 2 extra base hits, 2 doubles on that. Only striking out once, but I mean that average breakdown right there. That's a 750 average, slugging 1250, and with an OPS of 2, solid 2. So Robbie Cano is probably a good steal. The price, I think he's at 38, I believe, on FanDuel. Let me get that number for you real quick. But yeah, he's the only real bat that I like in there. Nelson Cruz, he's 0 for 3 against Samardzija. Logan Morrison, however, he's a decent play. He's got the average up there at 333. Solid range with the 12 at bats. It's close to my 15 at bat rule or my 10 at bat rule. He's slugging 838 off of Samardzija, and with an OPS of 1333. So that's another decent value bat for the Mariners.
All right.
And that price for Cano is 38. That's confirmed.
Nick?
Wag stole the show. It's all good.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Cano is my guy today. Fantasy draft, he's $7,800, so he's very cheap on fantasy draft. So pick him up there. Samardzija gives up a lot of hits. I love Lomo today as well. And what's that shortstop's name? Marte. I'm gonna look it up here. He has some impressive stats.
He's all right.
He's hitting 310 his last 10 games. I know nothing about him, but his stats impress me.
All right. Who's actually been a pretty interesting play the last couple of days? Trace Thompson. That's brother of Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors. He's gonna cost you $3,000 out there at outfield today. You go take a look at his game log. Multi-hits in the last 3. Never lower than 4.5 over the last 3 days. He's just seeing the ball pretty well here recently. They don't start him every day. I think he's more of a pitcher that goes up against left-handers, but I think he's been hitting it well enough to where they can put him in the lineup. Just look out for him, see if he's in the lineup. Kyle Seager, even. I mean, I'm not sure what he's been doing lately. I just know that the left to right matchups there. He's actually looking. He's homered in 2 of his 3 last games. Yeah, I would probably go Aramis Ramirez. That's probably more the way that I would go today at third. But yeah, I mean, listen, I'm just gonna stop spitting names out there. There's not too many names that I really like off this list. So, and the other thing too is all week the wind's been blowing in Chicago, kind of like crazily. So, Don't know if I have any hangover from that today, but a lot of low-scoring games here the last couple of days at the old Comiskey. Anyone?
Yes. I have some breaking news here. Not related to baseball, but DFS important news. Where's the drum roll when you need it?
Dun dun dun.
There you go. The Redskins have announced that Kirk Cousins is going to start Week 1 for the Redskins, most likely.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
Good riddance, Griffin.
No, I don't think RG's done. He can make one hell of a promotional comeback video.
Yeah, right? Or I always said he's going to make a great 30 for 30 episode.
The guy, he's a tremendous athlete. I just don't know if his style of play is comparable with Gruden's. I don't.
They all hate him. The linemen hate him. All his teammates hate him. He's a big a-hole. That's what's going on.
I don't know. All right. So I heard his last comment or his last soundbite that he had on the media. I feel the same, where he addressed he addressed how he looks at himself as the best quarterback in the same way. I feel that's how I feel, man. I don't know about y'all, but I have never gone into a fight thinking I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Well, sometimes you don't go into the fight saying, hey, dude, I'm going to kick your ass. Like, listen, he knows what's going on. He's seen game film. That shit ain't pretty what's going on. They just got the number 5 pick. Like, what's he talking about? I'm the best quarterback in the league.
That's what the disappointment, and that's where the disappointment stems from. However, I'm just saying, as I understand where he's coming from as a male athlete, you know what I mean? You know, as someone who feels that he is, you know, an elite athletic ability, you know, compared to the average person, and especially he's in a class now. He's in a league of some of the best athletes in the world. So I would have to say, or at least in this country, I would have to say that he has that mentality. It's warranted, not you know, at least it's warranted to sit there and say that he's a stud, to say that he's going to perform at his highest ability. Now, I'm not a fan of the guy. I just think what he said wasn't that bad. He got beat up a lot, you know, over the week because of what his remarks were last week. I just think the guy can, you know, play. He's definitely confident, and I agree with his type of mentality. I'm not going to go anywhere thinking that I'm subpar, especially when I'm in a league of elite status already. But sorry, I rambled a lot with that, but that's what I was trying to break down.
Yeah, here's my diagnosis on RG3. He's an a-hole, and he sucks. So,
gotcha.
Done. Over. All right. We're done. We're done with Seattle White Sox. That game.
Yeah, White Sox are over.
That game can go where RG3's going. Next on the docket. All right, so we got the Cincinnati Reds at the Milwaukee Brewers. Kivas Sampson for the Reds, 2-2, 5.55 ERA, going up against the very, very hittable Matt Garza at 6-14, 5.26 ERA. Milwaukee somehow is a favorite in this one at -132, and with an over/under at 8.5. A lot of runs going to be getting put up tonight. Fellas, who are your bats?
Oh, I'm going to have to make you an offer that you can't refuse with the Todd Father at 2,800. Against Garza, his numbers are 294, slugging 824, and his OPS... Thank you. His OPS is 1192. Sorry. Like I said, his price is down there below 3,000 at 2,800. Just $100 more than Aramis Ramirez. 2,800 for Todd Father. He's heating up. Yeah, get him in your lineup, man. Like I said, the Todd Father. I made you an offer you can't refuse. Take it. Another guy in your lineup for the Red Legs that you need to have is Jay Bruce. Against Garza, he's hitting 333, slugging 667 with an OPS of 1.046. Get Bruce in there, 2,700. Todd Father, 2,800. It's a good package for the Red Legs.
Indeed.
there's one more bat in there also that I like, but that's a secret. You got to come to my page and subscribe for that one.
Oh!
Say it. Say it.
I'm not saying it. You got to
The
come to my
fans want to
page
hear
and
it.
subscribe for it.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
And there's where you can find me. Come there and get it.
It's the character that Bernie Mac played in Mr. 3000.
Right, exactly.
What a terrible movie. All right, go on, Nick.
Love you, Mac. We missed your laughs, man.
Mr.
Definitely missed your laughs.
99. What a bastard. All right, Nick, anybody for this one?
I'm looking at the Milwaukee Brewers here. Jonathan Lucroy. This guy's hitting 400 his last 7 games, 3 bombs. Todd Father, like you said, that was my guy of the day. That price is ridiculous. He's heating up. They need to put him back at 3,500.
No, they don't.
They need to show the Todd Father some respect.
They do.
They need to show him the respect he deserves.
Very true.
They do, but I like that low price.
Yes, me too. He's definitely in my lineup today. Jonathan Lucroy looks good too, though, against Samson.
Against where?
I don't want to steal Al's thunder, so you take it away, Al.
No. I didn't have any of those guys, but if we're going very cheap, I like Jason Bourgeois. He's up there at the top of the lineup. Hasn't been crushing it lately, but at 2,300 against Matt Garza, why the hell not? I really have been liking some Eugenio Suarez this last week.
Yeah.
However, hasn't had a hit in the last 4 games, 0 for his last 16. So don't know if that's going to change, but 2,800 at shortstop. Listen, the guy, up until these last 4 games, I mean, he did face the Dodgers, so in 3 of those games. So that's not a terrible, I guess, barometer of how things were going. But yeah, I mean, 0 for 4 last night, -1 as well. That's a guy that I love having in my lineup. Brandon Phillips, even. You can target this whole Reds lineup against Matt Garza.
I don't see. I'm not understanding Vegas today.
Yeah, well, I guess they don't like the other side. I mean, look, there's probably going to be runs in this, so I can't discredit what Vegas says because they're always right.
Not when I'm right.
I mean, of course, Joey Votto, and then from the Milwaukee side of things, Ryan Braun, Chris Davis has been a man-child of late here. So, I think those are guys. Adam Lind as well, also been on a tear. So, I think pretty much if you step into the batter's box today, you're in mine for this game. even if you're a pinch hitter, I'd say you get some love on this game as well. So everybody.
So you're saying Matt
this?
Garza is a good pickup?
I think what he's saying is it's
all right, you douche. I know
the right answer. It's the best answer. You know what I mean? It's going to be the better answer of. If they're all correct answers, it's which one is the better answer in this.
Indeed. All right.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
I see what you did there. All right, so we are hitting. We're at 12:10 here on the East Coast. We got about 50 minutes left to break down 6 games. That's enough time, I feel like. But in one of my favorite matchups of the day, the New York Yankees, them damn Yankees heading down south to face the Atlanta Braves. Luis Severino is on the bump for the Yanks. He's 1-2.
Why do you like this matchup? So, is it the Yankees pinstripes?
Can I get there?
I'm sorry.
So Luis Severino 1-2, 2.74 ERA, going up against Matt Whistler, 5-4, 5.43 ERA. Yanks are 195 favorites today. 7.5 is the over/under. Luis Severino. This is what I'm talking about here, folks.
Love this dude, man.
Love him. Now, if you take a look at his price today on FanDuel, you will see that he is priced at a grand total of. Can I get the drum roll, please?
5,000. Let me get it.
He's priced at 5,300. Now, go take a look at the boy's game log here. 3 of the last 4 starts, he's in double digits. Today he's going up against Matt Whistler, who gets rocked out of his mind. And, listen, this kid Severino, he strikes people out. This is what the guy does. His only bad start, I guess, since being up in the majors has been against Cleveland, who, we all know has all those great left-handed bats. Going up against Atlanta, I'm not scared of this team. I mean, maybe Freddie Freeman, but that's about it.
Maybe Nicky Markakis. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, but he's not going to take you deep.
No, that's just it. Yeah.
Listen, when Johnny Gomes is batting cleanup, that's a good thing for the pitcher. Now, I mean, Severino's probably the guy that I'm going with. I mean, it's kind of like Patrick Corbin-esque 2 weeks ago when I had that huge night. So, pitcher in Atlanta, I'm a big firm believer of notions and moves and whatnot.
The gut.
Yeah, I'm Severino's where I'm going tonight at pitcher.
Right on.
Any thoughts from this game, fellas?
I hate the Yankees. Besides that, McCann's a big bat in there. He's going to be given a. He's going to be. Is it over yet? Is the Materachi over yet? Okay. McCann in his last 7 games, he's going to be giving your boy on the hill for the Yankees, Servino, a nice little. How do you pronounce it, sir?
Severino.
Yeah, by the way, all right, disclaimer here. Took Spanish 3 semesters in a row and had to drop it each time. I don't do languages. Stuff doesn't roll off my tongue well, you know what I mean? But however, DFS stats does, and McCann's stats in the last 7 days, it's been 353, 2 home runs with 4 walks as well. So he's a guy that I like. 3,400 is a little bit pricey for him, but his his lineup mate Ellsbury in his last 7 games, he's been hitting 318 as well. That bat started to get going. We all know what happens when Ellsbury gets on the base paths. He steals more bases. All right, so that's a potential. His steals are a little down this year, but his his potential to steal the base, especially off of Pierce, even if Pierce is in the lineup. I don't have a lineup confirmation for the Braves yet, but it's that Pierce doesn't have the greatest arm. I see Ellsbury getting down on some base paths today, getting you some steals, and those steals are worth 2 points.
Yeah, you were talking about McCann being priced a little high. I don't think so. I think that's a great price for him.
Yeah, but he's one of the highest on the market for a catcher.
And you got to remember, this is a revenge game, so deep revenge game from.
I can't believe I said this, but you kind of sold me on that. Servino. Did I get it?
Severino.
You kind of sold me on that Severino. Damn, man, 5,000. Shit.
Yes, that is how.
Get your lineup for that. Like everybody that I want, everybody that I have written down, but couldn't afford.
Oh yeah,
you're coming from the wire wire.
If you get Severino in your lineup, now you can potentially get like Harper, McCutchen, McCann. You can just stack it up like it's the All-Star Sunday.
It's a tournament lineup for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Indeed.
And you don't need 50 of them to do it.
Shit. Got a bug circulating in the area.
It's Danielson. Catch it with chopsticks, Danielson.
Yeah, I just want to give the audience a big announcement at the end of the show, so definitely stick around for that.
What is it? I'm dying to know.
Well, you're going to have to wait. Don't you dare go anywhere.
Oh, no. Speaking of which, when you're not at the show and when all 3 of us are not on there, Nick Rodriguez, where can we find you at down in Miami?
At Fantasy Addicts 1. Is it on the banner? I can't see it.
Yeah, it's on the banner, but say it.
I think it is, but it's at Fantasy Addicts 1. And you can find me on my website, www.dailyfantasyaddicts.com.
I think he was saying
articles.
I was gonna say I think he was saying give people your address.
No, not your address. I don't want you to stalk Nikki. That's only for me.
Oh, all right.
I'm the only eyes that are allowed in your house, so I can steal your picks. No, No, I wanted to let the fans let you know where they can reach you, where they can reach Al. You can reach me at thewagnerwire.com, www.thewagnerwire.com, where fantasy sports addicts become, or I'm sorry, where fantasy sports grinders become fantasy sports champions. You can also see me, on the Big Three DFS Morning Show where we're at right now. This is what I love to do. I'm with my soulmates here. We just break down DFS knowledge and give it at you 100 miles per hour. On a mile an hour switching lanes, like, whoa. Yeah. Yeah. I had to get it in there, man. Had to get it in there.
This isn't the big announcement that I was talking about, but Al Walsh DFS has begun. So if you want to go to Al Walsh DFS, check it out. You'll feel like you're flying through Gotham, but that's what it's going to look like.
No, you're not going to feel like you're flying through Gotham. You're going to feel like the real Batman. So fans, say it with me right now. I'm Batman. Say it. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Because that's what you do, man. When you go to Al's website, you really, it takes you. It's got like that epic feel, like you're almost raising up off your seat when you're in Al. When you're looking at Al's website, and it just comes in.
Yeah, I'm gonna really try to get myself involved on a big drone and maybe get some new backgrounds in there. So I'm flying around with the drone, because I think the background's Chicago, and when I bought it, I thought it was New York, but I do like Chicago, so I told her, I was like, I want that big city feel, and boy, they gave it to me.
The Sears Tower, man.
All right. Moving along, blah, blah, blah. Next one we got here. I gotta get a better system going here. All right, we got the L.A. Angels at the Cleveland Indians. Garrett Richards, 12-10, 3.80 ERA, going for the Halos. Going up against Corey Kluber, everyone's favorite. 8-13 with a 3.43 ERA. Cleveland is a -146 favorite with the over/under set at 7.5. Wind blowing in 2 miles an hour, not too much. Not going to do all that much against the against the hitters today. I could get down with some Kluber today. I could certainly get down with some Kluber. Any thoughts on that and on any other bats that we're looking at here today?
Not with the Angels. I really hope the Angels stay quiet. The only one that really gives Kluber some problems is Ibar. He's only got six at bats off of him anyways, but his average is 500, hitting with an OPS of 1,000, or a solid 1, however you like to say it. The pitcher is actually who I'd like to talk about a little bit in this game. You mentioned Kluber. He's going to get you your strikeouts, but on the other side is Richards. Now the Tribe hitters versus Richards got some really awful numbers versus Richards. Richards has contained them to an average of 125 with only an OPS of .441. So Richards might be a nice little pick for you at for the mound. That's who I was going with before you pulled me off of him a little bit with that $5,000 price. But for 8,600, you'll get Garrett Richards. It's a pretty good number against the Tribe hitters.
I don't know. I kind of feel like that's a risky player. Cleveland has so many good left-handed hitters. I know the stats that you just broke down, but a guy like Kipnis, a guy like Brantley, these guys can go yard any moment. Carlos Santana, he's really fat, so I'm not worried about him. But the other guys.
Stats don't lie, man.
Listen, he's fat. He can't get around on the fastball. What do you want me to do? Get on the treadmill. What do you want me to tell you? I was fat once and I got skinny. So if I could do it, he could certainly do it.
Yeah. Well, it's motivation for everybody. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, listen. These are the dynamics of baseball that no one's willing to talk about.
The circumference of
belly.
Santana's waist.
The belly circumference. Yes, that.
One time, one of Dave's a guy that contributes for the Wagner Wire. We played in a fantasy league one year, and I think his screen name or his team name was Bill Parcells Belt. Just phenomenal name.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Nick, anybody here for you?
Not a lot of guys here. two great pitchers on the mound today, but my boy Francisco Lindor is hot once again, hitting
Yeah.
565 his last 7 games. This guy's an animal. 3 stolen bases. He can swipe some bags. This is a guy I'm looking at a shortstop if I can fit him in there. Francisco Lindor, remember the name.
You're always hot on Lindor.
Yeah, and your boy Lindor, second highest OPS in the majors over the last 7 days, right behind Joey Bats. So that's definitely a tremendous stat. He's actually sandwiched in between Batista and Moustakas this week as highest OPS. Right up there in OBP, batting 565 over the last 6 games. I mean, come on, Francisco. Who are you?
Yeah, Al, you got me, man. I'm pulled off of Richards and Severino.
Severino. Hey, listen, man. Do I know my value pitchers or what? I mean, I can get you guys value at the pitching spot like you wouldn't believe. Like that night with Corbin, that was the. I mean, listen. The other thing is too. Let me not say like, oh yeah, I can get you like a cheap pitcher. You also have to have balls to do. You know what I mean? Like
right,
you gotta go into it thinking like, okay, we need this amount. Like that night with Corbin, I'd be lying my ass off if I said, oh yeah, he's gonna get 18.66. No,
Right.
not like I thought he was gonna get like 12. You know, like
Yeah.
gotta,
Like you're hoping for 10. You know, at 5,000 on that 2-to-1 payoff, 10 points for a 5,000 price pitcher. I'll take that.
yeah. And, the thing with Severino, too, is who he's going against as well that's very attractive. Like, Whistler can get rocked up and down all night. So, I had Yankee stack visions last night, but I was like, J stack, go that way, and, whatever.
Well, J stack, you're going to play that all-day game. But, look, this is a true testament to why we don't like the all-day games. I mean, you got your only lineup that's out right now is a Detroit-Toronto game. No lineups are out. And if you elect to play the all-day games, you're really taking a risk because you have no idea of any MLB roster composition.
Right.
So.
I was speaking to last night, though, and,
Yeah.
But what? I mean, hey, look, you win some, you lose some. Yeah, I get other in the game too. Like I'll always be on Michael Brantley. I understand he's 4,500, but this guy can just pop off at any minute. I had him a couple nights ago when he went 3 for 4 with the 2 homers. But yeah, Brantley's a great hitter. I don't care what the numbers are, if they're good or bad against whoever. He's one of the best players in baseball that nobody knows about.
Yeah, he's silent but deadly. He's like Nick down there.
Yeah.
Deadly.
The silence. Jason Kipnis, he's been hits in his last 4 games. I know he was out for a while, but he looks back to be in rare form. We already spoke about Lindor, but
we should probably push on, man.
All right, right on. You got me saying right on a lot too, by the way.
Right on, man. Right on.
I like it. It's so chill. It's like, all right. And,
Well, we've been around. We've been in some chill spots, and Austin's definitely another place to add to chill spots.
All right, good call. Yeah. We have almost about a half hour left.
I'm sorry. I thought we had
No. That's fine. That's fine. We gotta move it along. All right. So Houston is at Minnesota. Mike Fiers coming off that no hitter. Going for the Astros 6-9 with a 3.63 ERA. For the Twins, it's Mike Pelfrey 6-7, 3.69 ERA. Houston's a -133 favorite. Over/under of 8, and I'm going to lead it off because my favorite player in Major League Baseball over the last week has been. Can I get a drum roll here, please? Because he's so wonderful.
Nick, you're good at that stuff.
Yeah, I need a drum roll.
Oh, my drum roll's off right now.
All right, don't worry.
Hold on, let me try and figure out.
I'm lagging.
I'll make my own. Whatever. Eduardo Escobar, the shortstop.
Beverly D'Angelo. What's the name?
Eduardo Escobar for the Minnesota Twins. This guy has been on an absolute roll. He's actually a better right-handed hitter than he is a left-handed hitter, but that's okay. Still rolling with him tonight against Fiers. He's going to cost you $3,100 at the shortstop position. Take a look at what this guy's been doing lately. You're going to be like, what? How could I have missed this guy?
I know he went yard the other night.
He sure did. Had a nice little double there against what's his name, Casimir, the other night. I can't find my. Where the hell did I put my? I feel so bad now that I said check out what he's done over the last couple days, but
happened.
yeah, you know what? He's been mashing. What do we got here? 7 hits last 4 games. So that's 7.
Hold on, man. You say it like we've been messing. Look at. I think you are on point, Al Walsh. And man, I must say your notes are always on point. And can you imagine what we would all 3 of us do if we were all in a real studio and not having to listen to my dogs jingle their little bells going around? If someone would actually sponsor us and let us get our knowledge and real skills out there in a place that we can just make them excel. The sky's the limit with the Big 3 DFS Morning Show.
It sure is. It sure is. So while you were giving the people that amazing propaganda, I was able to do some numbers in my head. So Escobar over the last 4 games, 7 of 15, 3 homers, 5 RBIs, 6 runs. I mean, listen, the guy, as I said, he's a much better hitter from the left-handed side, but against Mike Fiers, yeah, great. You threw a no-hitter recently. I'm not worried about that. Your arm's probably tired as hell. So definitely put this guy Escobar in your lineup. And the thing about Escobar, he's been one of the most productive shortstops in the league over the last couple of games. But I've had him every single day. But the ownership rates are amazing. They're like 5%, 7%.
Yeah.
Like because
that's
the guys
what's going to bump up and explain. I mean, I'm sure our fans know, how you can really sail or soar up the charts. But why don't you explain to them what that low percentage owned actually does for you climbing up the charts?
Absolutely. I mean, if you have a low percentage ownership of this guy, I mean, not many people are going to be gaining points. So if you, let's say you have 7 points, obviously you're going to see your position skyrocket a little more if a guy that has a low ownership rate does a lot better. So, for instance, I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to be on Severino tonight, or maybe more than usual. So, yeah, you might not get the bang for your buck that you're probably looking for there. But, I mean, listen, for 5,300 on Severino, you're going to be able to put these bats in your lineup that you normally wouldn't have on a consistent basis. But yeah, I mean, listen, with Eduardo, I assume, again, he's going to be under 10% owned. I think a lot of people are still on Lindor, which, I mean, you can't go wrong there either. But I just think you could save a couple extra bucks here. What's Lindor tonight? 3,600, 38?
That's Nick's boy.
Right. Let me see here real quick. Yeah, so you're only going to save 500 from Lindor to Escobar. And honestly, these guys have had the same type of production. Lindor a little bit better. But, yeah, if you're in a pickle and you need to save some money, Escobar is your boy.
Nick, why do you like Lindor so much? I mean, everybody has their favorite players in DFS. You try not to play favorites. You try and play the actual numbers and the matchups. But I mean, you just got guys that just do it for you. You know what I mean? Like they always produce for you. And Lindor seems to be a guy for Nick. Nick, can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, every time I pick him, he used to be at a price. Now he's expensive. I still love him though.
Yeah.
That guy's numbers are just unbelievable. Switch hitter, always has a favorable matchup. What does he hit, first or second? I don't remember.
Second, more
But
often.
he's always
than
on
not.
the lineup.
Yeah.
Second,
well, I mean,
the lineup.
Yeah, it's consistencies that you're getting with Lindor, huh, Nick?
Yep, he's
Yeah.
like my Michael Kidd-Gilchrist in the NBA. Consistency.
I like it. I will say though, yeah, like Lindor, he's usually in a better spot in the batting order, either 1 or 2, and Escobar is usually around like 6th or 7th. But last night they had him up at number 2 because he had pretty good career numbers against Scott Kazmir. As a matter of fact, speaking of career numbers, Eddie Escobar actually 2 for 3 against Mike Fiers in his career. I know that's only 3 at bats, but
Still, it's 6-6-6-7. Yeah.
Indeed. But yeah, anybody else from this Astros-Twins game that we got?
Not really.
Take it away,
I'm
Wags.
off of the Astros. I have my bats. I have my selections.
All right. You know who's actually been quite decent lately? Evan Gattis. And remember, so 2 weeks ago, remember
we gave him love 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
or I gave him love, and you said he was a bum, didn't you?
I said for that price, let's take a shot on him. And then he actually had a tremendous series at Yankee Stadium. But yeah, his price jumped all the way up to 3,300, I believe. But yeah, I mean, hell, why not some Evan Gattis? Minnesota's actually turned into a pretty good hitting ballpark, so I can't. And especially Mike Pelfrey, he's a big fly ball pitcher. I would definitely target some Astros in this one. I would try to maybe say left-handed bats on both sides in this one. So even a cheaper play like Joe Mauer would be pretty good. Guys like that.
Yeah.
All right.
I can see Gaddis. I don't have any of the Houston Astros in my lineup today.
All right. I mean, again, I'm probably gonna go with Escobar and maybe Joe Mauer at first. We'll see. We'll see how things go. Even Dozier, 3,200 at second base. I mean, these are prime matchup. Eddie Rosario as well. Like, come on, twin stack, baby. Let's go.
Baseball, baby. I mean, I can't. All I'm seeing is football commercials flashing up in the backgrounds and stuff like that, which just makes me, get amped for the preseason games this coming up. And there's a contest today for FantasyDraft.com, for the preseason.
That's right.
So, you guys Nick, you want to speak a little bit to that?
No, you take it away. You got to.
Huh?
I love when you talk. You take it away.
I'm just saying, you enter now and you get what's the ticket that we're giving away? $10. It's a $10
$10 ticket.
$10 ticket to get into the it's a free play. First off, it's a free bankroll for FantasyDraft.com that you can get in on tonight. And with that, when you get that as well, you also get the $10 ticket to play. So come on in, check it out. FantasyDraft.com, really cool company. John to do it. What do you got for distractions? You got that dog? I got a dog too. You hear my dog?
No, I got a freaking vacuum going on in the background. Like, you got to be kidding me right now. Fucking people know it's showtime. Jesus Christ.
Get us our studio, please.
Damn. All right. Next one we got on the docket, to our resident Baltimore Orioles advisor, Adam Wagner. It is the Baltimore Orioles in Texas. How come you're not at this one?
Because I remember losing. I remember the Baltimore Orioles losing one year, 30-3, and
oh my God.
Yeah, that's not the. I've also remembered like 2 years before that. I think it was 33-3 as well. It's just Arlington's good stuff. Good park. I'm not going to go up to I'm not going to go up to Arlington. I got some things going on. I got some meetings to talk about. With 6'5" advisors later on today. I got a few things scheduled. So that's why I'm not going to be up in Arlington. Thanks for making. I don't want to see this game anyways. I think I think the Birds. I think we never give up, but it's sour times for the Orioles. This is speaking. What you're seeing now with the Orioles is why we needed to make a move for a strikeout pitcher. You have hitters on your ball club. You have a catcher by the name of Clevenger that is just smashing the ball, and he's not even your high-end catcher. You know what I mean? Anybody on this ball club can hit, or on the Orioles can hit. We know that, and they play in a ballpark that allows them to hit even more. So what you need to do is take that in consideration and get a damn pitcher, get a strikeout pitcher by a guy of David Price. He would have been a great player to have at the trade deadline to get. Now I don't know the GM. I'm not in with the money situation for the Baltimore Orioles, but I know Peter Angelos likes to field a team for minimum wage to get money in the stands because he knows the Baltimore fan base is going to turn out regardless for a show or to watch their club and support them. But if we would have had a pitcher, that would have been great. Anyways, that's my rant. That's why I'm a little sour, with my Orioles. And a perfect segue into it is because they're going up against Jimenez, and Jimenez, he's either lights out or he's just, getting tattooed. He's a piñata at times. I mean, Napoli today, At 2,600, his numbers against Jimenez are pretty lights out. He almost 15 at bats. He's at the 13 at bats. He's hitting 308 with an OPS of 1246. And the other guy, right? Don't touch his head because his name is Adrian Beltre, and he'll just smack you with his baseball bat. So don't touch his head at all. Don't rub his hair. But for 3,400, I'm telling you, 3,400, Beltre is going to give you an average of 391, slugging 783, and an OPS of 1223 against Jimenez. So yeah, I really don't want to talk about how bad the Orioles are going to get beat this game. Sorry.
Oh, no. Well, hey, listen, there's a lefty on the mound for the Rangers in this one, Martin Perez. So
Perez, big deal. So you could
obviously, I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It wasn't on the show, but in the group chat, where this guy doesn't really give up too many homers. He gets smacked around, but giving up homers isn't really his thing. So think about that when you're playing your Baltimore Orioles tonight. Yeah,
I'm not playing Baltimore Orioles.
Maybe a guy like Jonathan Scope at second base.
There you go. Ding, ding, ding. He isn't.
Scope isn't necessarily a huge home run hitter, but he gets a lot of his points on doubles and whatnot. So I think that's actually a very good matchup that you can go with. He is at 2,600, if I'm not mistaken.
That is
right?
correct.
All right. So yeah, I actually like that play a lot. Yeah, I mean, target your left-handed bats against Ubaldo Jimenez. He's absolutely awful on the road. The wind is blowing in 7 miles an hour, but the vacuum should take care of that.
You spoke to what left-handed batters are doing against him. Those guys I gave you were right-handed batters as well. Look at those numbers on right-handed batters. That's how bad Jimenez is.
Dear Lord.
Now he's had some flashes of his heyday back in Colorado or whatnot, but I mean it's not, the arm is not what it used to be. He doesn't have the break in his 12 sticks. It's not there.
Feel ya. Nick, who you got here?
Adrian Beltre, same guy's Wags. This guy's been on fire. 391 versus Jimenez in his career. 409 average his last 7 games. Don't touch his head, but he might go yards today. I'm calling it. He's going yards. Sorry, Wags.
Hey, Dong Day, you gonna do it?
Oh, I don't have it up now. Trying to fix the banner.
Dong Day. Dong Day.
Now, remember I was talking about Ubaldo. 6-2 at home with a 3.36 ERA. On the road, 3-6 with 5.13 ERA. Now, at home, he's pitched 69 2/3, giving up 6 homers. On the road, 72 innings, 11 homers given up. Obviously, not a fan of that road food. I would definitely be targeting some folks here. I really like Mitch Moreland. I know he's had a pretty bad career against them, but I like Mitch Moreland at home. He does a lot of great things there. But yeah, I mean, hell, I guess anybody in the Texas lineup tonight will suffice. And also, when I come to Texas, I definitely want to go to Arlington because there's some hot chick I know over there, so we have to make that trip. We gotta go. All right.
We are literally gonna have to spend probably about 2 days just going to restaurants. You know what I mean? That's just in the Austin area. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to go to Salt Lick. We're going to go to Salt Lick. If you want to stand in line for Franklin's, that's like a 4-hour wait. But
I'm good.
You're allowed to drink in the line. Then
all right. I'm in.
Yeah. But right. That is, I haven't done it yet. I'll do it with you. It'll be a first.
As you like to say, don't threaten me with a good time.
Don't threaten me with a good time, bro.
All right. All right, 2 games left to go to with about 20 minutes left here. Oakland A's at the Arizona Diamondbacks. Aaron Brooks and 1-1 record and his abysmal 6.20 ERA go up against, I don't know how you say that, Jahulius Chassin, 0-1, 2.84 ERA. I don't know much about either of these guys. However, the line is Arizona as a favorite at -139 with over-under at 9, which means we're going to see some runs tonight in that hot desert air, Arizona. Naturally, Gotta know Paul Goldschmidt right off the bat. He's actually had 4 homers in the last week, so he's definitely a prime
heating
target.
up.
I think that's a must play. Him and Bryce Harper must plays tonight if you're putting Severino on the bump. So think about that quite and dandy while you go. I'm just gonna go with it because this is another one of my favorite guys, but David Peralta from Arizona as well. This guy's just unbelievable. Had him a couple of weeks. I mean, he has cooled off a little bit, but I think the price has come down to 3,300. But in a game with the over/under of 9 in the hot desert air, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Anybody else here? I got another, value bet, but go ahead.
I got a little sleeper for you.
All right.
A little guy that might get, I don't have a price on him. Maybe if you guys can check his price while I'm breaking his little line down. But it's Mike Davis. Mike Davis.
2,200. He's on the DL.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's probably why you're not going to use him then. His numbers today were phenomenal. They're irrelevant, but they're phenomenal. Ike Davis is 4 for 9, 444, slugging 556 with a but it's relentless. It's irrelevant because he's on the DL. And Wagner whiffs with the Maserati.
I don't even think that anybody would laugh at you of that because it is Ike Davis, and I don't think anybody's even thought of Ike Davis.
No, it was a sleeper. I just literally pulled it up to see who has awesome numbers against Chassin, or I can't pronounce it.
Chassin.
Chassin. It's is that Cajun? Is that French? Cajun?
It's Spanish, close.
Yeah, right. Whatever. I got it. But his numbers are just off the charts, man. So while I was just pulling it up, I found it there, and there's only really a couple of other guys that are hitting. Not so many people with a lot of range. You got Reddick that has a nice 1167 off of him. Batting 500, but he's only got 2 ABs off of it, so not really much to pull from there out of range. Crickets, ding-dongs, anything on the Wagner whiff?
I have one more. If Mr. Saltamamaki is in the lineup tonight, I would not mind putting him there. Minimum price as a catcher. He hasn't been getting too many starts lately because of Wellington Castillo, but we'll see what happens here. I think that's a good price range if he's in. But yeah, that's all I got from. And also, how the hell could we forget Pollock? Another guy that's been absolutely good. So yeah, I like an Arizona stack. I mean, Pollock's gonna run you 4,500. Hasn't been killing it lately, but still, with that 9 over/under in the hot air, I see a ton of runs coming tonight.
Good deal.
All right. So I got the last game of the night. Got the Cubs at the Dodgers. Mr. Lester's on the mound for the Cubs. 8-9, 3.44 ERA, going up against Matt Latos, 4-9 with a 4.81 ERA. This game's basically a pick'em with the over/under set at 7. I think there's some pretty good value and some bats going on here today. I'd like to see what you guys have to think first.
Yeah, I'd like Grandal. I think he's going to do some good things against Lester tonight. When Lester is pitching, that Ross is behind the plate. So if you can get anybody in that Dodgers lineup with some speed, they're probably going to be looking to run, especially off of Lester. With a lefty like Lester, you got to run off of first movement, and you steal off the pitcher, but you also steal off the catcher, and Ross just doesn't have the arm to throw it down there. I'm a guy that likes base running. I'm a guy that thinks that steals are a big part of the game because they get you 2 points. And that's, besides Grandal, I can't really think of a guy that's just so super speedy, that's on that Dodger team since the departure of D. Gordon.
Right. Nick, we got.
I just got a tweet from @Lefty and Poncho. This is for you, Wags. What's next? You going to recommend drafting Jordy Nelson?
Maybe. Hey man, people slip. Come on the show and you do it with me, brother.
Brilliant.
That's an awesome tweet.
That is good. That's good.
I'll take my
One
head.
guy I'm looking at is from. That's a great tweet. One guy I'm looking at here is Kike Hernandez.
All right.
This is one of my favorite players. Got that lefty-righty matchup against Leicester, hitting .412 in his last 7 games. This guy is always clutch for me. With Yasiel Puig on a DL, you can expect him to get in that lineup today. He's gonna swipe a bag. I'm calling it.
All in it.
Happy swipe bag day. He's gonna
Happy
get it.
swipe bag day. Oh,
Kike Hernandez.
2 points. 2 points.
2 points right there.
It is, man. A steal is a huge part of the game, man. Not many people. When Billy Hamilton had that one night where he went off, what he had 3 steals. Billy Hamilton had 3 steals, or maybe even 4
I
steals.
think so.
Dude, that's crazy, man. The guy can't even hit.
Yeah.
All he does is steal, make and steal.
Hey, you know what? You take it how you get it, baby.
That's why OPS is such a big factor.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's some pretty damn good Chicago bats going against Latos tonight. Schwarber, 41. Now, I think it's very
so
interesting.
expensive, man.
I know it's interesting how FanDuel finally moved Schwarber out to the outfield, which whatever. I mean, I hardly play him, so whatever. But
that's another thing. FantasyDraft.com, you won't have to have that problem. So.
no, hell nah. I do like Rizzo. Guy homered off Kershaw last night, so much props for that. Definitely think Dexter Fowler's in play here tonight. 3,300. Chris Coughlin even at 31. I don't like Chris Coughlin. He's another Rodney Stuckey type guy for me, where I put him in the lineup and he just breaks my heart.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, if Goldschmidt
Rodney Stuckey.
Yeah, I know. What are you gonna do? He was cheap. If Goldschmidt weren't on such a tear with those great extremities going on out there in Arizona, I'd probably go Rizzo tonight. But it's Goldschmidt for me all the way at first base tonight.
Definitely. Agree with you there.
Goldschmidt's
the player today.
Baseman, but it's not.
All right. So I did have one announcement that I wanted to get to before we drop the show off here for the day. As we all know, college football is starting up here on the 3rd of September, which would be Thursday. So in honor of it, the slate starts at 6 o'clock, so be on the lookout for details of when the show actually will start. But we will be doing a show on Thursday for college football. Break down some of the lineups, get you ready for all that. I know that there aren't a lot of shows out there for college football, so we definitely want to try to corner this market. If you think that you're going to win $1 million by listening to my advice, you should stop and don't do that. But we all know the game enough to a little bit, and here. I think you all know that we don't necessarily, try to be experts on this show. We break down the prices. We talk about the games as well. So, it's just a forum for everybody to talk about college football, get involved in the game as the season comes to a start here. And, we definitely want to hear some tweeted questions from everybody out there, things that Believe me, I'm going to be a research maniac this week. Going over everything.
We'd like to know your favorite conferences. Tell us who your favorite conferences that you want to that you would like us to report about. Tell us what makes a difference in your breakdown scenario. Tweet at us so that we can help you all out, man. Because that's what we do. We are professionals. This is what we do. We do have jobs, but this is what we want our job to overall be for the rest of our lives. It's DFS, man. We live it. We love it. It really changes my life, man. It helps me stay productive. It keeps me involved with everything about sports. And just for me, sports is my life because I don't know, something very magical happens in the world of sport, and you can look at the Olympics this way, right? For 2 weeks, okay? for 2 weeks, everybody in the world stops fighting, stops whatever they're doing to honor games, right? To honor the world of sport. Now, cowards, however, have broken those vows, in some history. But for the most part, the world honors 2 weeks of celebration of games. And I think that's a powerful message. It's definitely resonated in my life, and that's why I like to bring sports into everybody's life. Is because I just think you're going to be overall happier when you have sports.
Yeah, and I suck at doing math and accounting, so...
Yeah. I can't sing, I can't dance, you know what I mean?
And data's boring, so... Yeah, so I just want to let everybody know I'm actually gonna not take off from work Thursday, but take maybe possibly a half day or something like that. So I'll be ready to roll, get this show on the road, and everybody have a safe Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll be breaking down the Sunday slate as always.
One more time, where can they find us all at?
You can find me right there at the bottom of the screen at 14a.walsh. Find me on Twitter. AlWalshDFS.com coming very soon, so be on the lookout for that.
All right, you can find me at thewagnerwire.com. You can also find my Twitter handle at thewagnerwire. Also, want to give a few shout-outs today. It's hot as hell in Austin. Went up and swam at Lake LBJ. Always on my mind, LBJ Lake House. Listened to some Willie Nelson tunes. It was on point. Little man got to go swim, go off the tire swing, go off the rope swing.
Oh, the tire swing.
They got a target, right? So when you bounce these kids off of this mat, they get sprung. They get sprung up in the air, and they got to hit this target that's on the that's in the water to see how many points they can get, so they can make a game out of it too.
Oh man,
you know what I mean?
I want in.
Yeah, we're going up there too. So got to give a shout out to 6'5" Advisors as well. Who else? Who's been Justin Hawley been playing my lineups all week long? Is one tweeted back into me. He's won $123. I'm glad that we've been able to do that for you, bud. Thank you very much. Thanks for all that. Again, thank you to our viewers for watching the show. I want to thank Mike from DraftKings, or not DraftKings, from FantasyDraft.com. Mike giving us this momentum to go with this sponsorship, potential sponsorship, hopefully. Yeah, drive them in. Drive them into FantasyDraft.com, everybody.
Nick, what you got?
You guys can follow me at FantasyAddicts1. Check out my website, dailyfantasyaddicts.com. Got to check out the Wagner Wire as well. In the future, I'll watch DFS. I'm ready to see it.
Oh,
I'm ready to be Batman. I'm ready to be Batman and go to your site.
Looking for a couple jokers.
Looking for a couple of jokers? Well, unfortunately, there's no jokers in this room because we're all experts with the DFS stuff. 6'5" Advisors, thank you so much for inviting the show, and the Wagner Wire as well. Got to give you a shout out there.
Indeed. All right, we'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. sharp. See you all. Have a good Saturday. Good luck tonight.
Ladies.